Hi, this is Matt Hardy, AASHTO's Program Director for Planning and Policy. Today, my guest is Ananth Prasad, Secretary of the Florida DOT. Welcome, Ananth.
Good to be here, Matt.
I want to talk a little bit about risk and asset management. We just had Superstorm Sandy, which came up and damaged a lot of the transportation infrastructure in the Northeast Corridor. I was curious about how Florida is better understanding or relating asset management and risk.
First is we need to know what assets we own. And that's one of the things, as you know, we've been working through our asset management subcommittee is to make sure that the states have an asset management practice, asset management processes in place, so they know what assets they own, what is the quality of those assets, what is the life cycle cost of maintaining it, and when do they need to do the replacement and renewal of it. As you know, most of the states do an awesome job with bridge and pavements, but transportation assets involve a lot more than bridges and pavements, and looking into guardrails, signs, high mast lighting, street lighting, a multitude of events. So the basic elements of know what your asset is, have a process on how you manage those assets and make decisions on when do you repair, when you replace, and those kind of things. Beyond that is to understand what are the risks associated with this asset. What is the ultimate failure? You know, you design a retention pond or a drainage system for a 100-year storm. Are we getting more of these storms? You know, I guess New York probably never anticipated a superstorm or hurricane coming in, even though it's been talked about. And we've got a couple of movies related to that. So I think we need to not only understand what our asset is and what it takes to maintain it, but we also probably need to start thinking about what is those extreme events where these assets going to fail, and then what are we going to do in response to that. We have an AASHTO implementation guide on asset management. So what I would ask every state, it doesn't matter how advanced you are in asset management techniques, is to use that guide to develop an asset management process in your state, know what your assets are beyond bridges and pavements, and then manage those assets. And how do you make funding decisions, whether it comes to repair and rehab? But then we need to start implementing the next element of that is to understand the risk mode, the failure mode for those assets. What are those extreme events, like Superstorm Sandy showed us? What are those extreme events, and when those assets will fail, and what is our effort? What is our response to those failure modes? So I think we need to continue to evolve. It doesn't matter how advanced the state is. We have a great guide, the implementation guide. I think can serve as a blueprint in getting states prepared for the next superstorm or the next tornado or the next hurricane.
Great. Thank you very much, Ananth, for joining us.
Thank you.
This is Matt Hardy, AASHTO's Program Director for Planning and Policy, and thank you for joining us on this edition of Asset Management Now. If you want to get a copy of AASHTO's Transportation Asset Management Guide, a focus on implementation, go to bookstore.transportation.org. I look forward to seeing you next time on Asset Management Now.